1-1 pitch. A swing and a drive to deep right, away back, goal!
And with that Hemi call, it is time for an emergency episode of a Swing and a Tribe podcast, part of the Press Play Podcast Network. I am your host, Mike Voorhees, and with me via Zoom, the man, the myth, Brent Spillin. B. Spills, we're back again.
Michael. Good to hear you again. Big news today, huh?
I called it.
We finished the last episode only a handful of days ago, talking about trade possibilities. You were all over this. I was not. I said they won't do anything. Our pitchers aren't going to get traded. And you're right, man. Mike Sunshine Clevinger has been traded.
Bye-bye, Sunshine. Hey, you know, I hated to say it. I just think with this whole COVID thing that it was going to happen. You could tell that when they called him back for that one start that it was a showcase to say, here he is, throw us your best offer. Last night, I know you and I were in a text thread along with a good friend of ours that, you know, Clev was going somewhere, and it was rumored could have been the Padres, it could have been the Braves, it could have been the
White Sox.
The White Sox. If they'd have traded him in the division, I'd have thrown a fit. But
yeah, man.
The Padres, man, the Padres are in it to win it. They're going big.
Oh, they are.
They got to catch the Dodgers, B. Spills. That's why they're doing it.
All right, man. Let me recap this for us real quick, okay?
Yes, absolutely.
So, like we said, Mike Clevinger, along with outfielder Greg Allen, was traded to the San Diego Padres in exchange for shortstop Gabriel Arias, left-handed pitcher Joey Cantillo, catcher Austin Hedges, infielder Owen Miller, first baseman or outfielder, or both, Josh Naylor, and right-handed pitcher Cal Quantrill. So 3 of those guys are prospects. 3 of those guys are big league players right now. Mike, tell us who are the big league players right now.
Well, obviously, Austin Hedges, a fantastic standout defensive backstop, hasn't really found his hitting yet, but he is regarded as one of the top defensive catchers in baseball. So it'll be wonderful to have him pairing with Roberto Perez. We don't know what this means for Sandy Leon or Bo Taylor. I guess we'll kind of wait and see here in the next day or so. Obviously, first base outfielder Josh Naylor is going to fill in the outfield. He'll spell Carlos Santana at first. His brother, Bo Naylor, is a catcher in our minor league system. So I think that's kind of cool that he gets to come home and play with his brother. And, dude, the Naylor brothers, we could have them on the team.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet. And then I think the best part of this deal was the right-handed pitcher Cal Quantrill. He's regarded as one of their top pitching prospects. He's done really well out of the bullpen in a multi-inning relief kind of role. He's kind of struggled as a starter, so it'll be interesting to see where the Indians put him. I think he could be that long reliever, kind of 6th starter, but definitely an arm out of the bullpen.
Oh, Mike, sorry. Actually, I forgot a player in this trade. The Indians also sent a player to be named later. So I left that out a few seconds ago. But yes, that was also in addition to Mike Clevinger and Greg Allen.
And there you go. It'll be interesting to see who the Indians throw in that end.
Yeah, Mike, speaking of Cal Quantrill here, he's a young guy still. I think you mentioned that. You said he was one of his top prospects. I don't know exactly where he falls or fell within that organization. I will say, though, the Padres do have one of the best farm systems right now, as it shows because they just made a bunch of trades and shipped a bunch of guys off. But they
6 trades. Six trades the Padres made.
Yeah,
yep.
So they kept their top 5, I think. You know, they did keep those. But anyways, so Quantrill here, this is his second year. He started last year, like you said, was 6-8, didn't do the best, had a 5.16 ERA. I mean, we don't know. So because of that, he was moved to the bullpen this year. So he's 2-0 with a 2.6 ERA. I mean, that's not bad. He's only pitched in 17 innings, though. So his strikeout to walk ratio is decent. He averages about 1 strikeout an inning, so that's pretty good. So who knows? He's getting 5 earned runs, give him that 2.6 ERA. So I guess he'll probably stay in the bullpen this year since it's a short season. He'll probably be in the middle, and then maybe they'll stretch him out at some point. Knowing our development of pitchers, who knows where he could go.
Right.
So, yeah, Hedges, moving on to Hedges here. Austin Hedges, the catcher. He's been in San Diego for a while now, a handful of years, like 5 years or so. Yes, he's exactly what you mentioned, defensive catcher. Even when Chris Antonetti was asked about it today, he just talked about him defensively, didn't say a word offensively. I think that's what they're looking for, another strong guy behind the plate to go along with Roberto. I don't know what they're going to do with Leon. I don't know if he's in the long-term plans. Probably not. I mean, he's hitting 158 right now, 6 ribbies, 3 homers, but, I mean, you can't expect too much there. And the one that really intrigues me, Mike, is Naylor, Josh Naylor, another guy.
Yeah.
He only played in 94 games last year. You know, he's only played in 18 games this year. So he's pretty much been in the minors. Like I think you said, I don't know if you mentioned it, maybe it was before we got on air. Former first round pick. So he's hitting 278 right now, 4 ribbies. He's only got a homer, but looks like he does have that power. You know, he has some pop. So I don't know. I'm intrigued by this. I think what's going to help the Indians is they're saying, at least the reports that are coming out, is he's going to be full-time left field right now for the Tribe. And you know what? I like that. Like you said, he might spell Santana a little bit, but we've had this carousel like we just talked about in our last episode of the outfielders. Like, that's good. Just get him in left field and just put him there. And we don't have to shift tons of guys around and just let him play. And maybe those everyday bats, I don't know. We'll see. But this is probably more of a future pick here or pickup.
Well, and also, too, I mean, obviously we trade Greg Allen, so that opens up an outfield spot. And the Indians also designated for assignment Domingo Santana to create another roster spot. So with the Clevinger and Allen and Santana, now that opens 3 roster spots for Hedges, Naylor, and Quantrill. And there's a rumor that Zach Plesac could be coming back on Tuesday.
Sounds like he is. He is coming back tomorrow.
Yeah, they haven't officially announced it. I don't think they need to make a roster move, but I guess we'll see. But I like the Naylor pick, Brent. He was blocked at first. I think first base is his better position, but San Diego had Will Myers and Jake Cronenworth and Eric Hosmer playing first, and they didn't really like him in the outfield. Why, I don't know. So I think with, like you said, having him play in left every day, that'll be good because that means Naquin's in right, and then you've got Delino DeShields in center.
Yeah, they'll probably still adjust that outfield for a little bit, but I mean, I guess I don't know if this is something positive takeaway or just something interesting with Naylor, is that obviously he has a small sample size in the majors, but in the minors, he has a pretty decent walk to strikeout ratio.
Well, we like that.
Yeah, hopefully that can translate. I mean, I don't think it's this year so far. Last year, he struck out a little more, but that's his first year in the majors, so we'll see if he can build on that. And so, yeah, interesting, man. That's the one that intrigues me the most. Now let's move over to the prospects real quick.
Absolutely.
So, the prospects that we have now from the Padres as a starting pitcher, Joey Cantillo.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it depends where you get your sources from, but from what I'm seeing out there, is the number 9 prospect in the Padres organization. And
I have seen the same thing.
He might not be ready till 2022-ish. I know that's all a guess, especially with no minor leagues this year. These guys' development's going to take a little bit longer. Second baseman, more like a utility guy is what I'm hearing. Owen Miller.
Mm-hmm.
He's a number 11 prospect. Looks like he's pretty close to major league ready. He could be, that middle infield guy. I don't know if he has like a super strong arm. That's what I've heard. Don't know too much, obviously, on these guys. But the biggest prospect, I think, that is probably excites the Indians the most, and what seems to be the obvious player here is shortstop Gabriel Arias to potentially replace Frankie down the road.
Stop it. Stop it. Don't. Let's not speculate.
So
Don't speculate. But yeah,
I'm not speculating. I'm just looking who they
here's
traded for.
Here's something about Owen Miller real quick. So he plays shortstop, second base, and third base. In one AA season, he hit 290, 13 home runs, 68 RBIs. So it looks like I think you hit the nail on the head. I think he'll be a utility guy for sure. Cantillo looks to be a reliever that they might stretch into a starter. But I think the Indians really like Gabriel Arias, however we want to pronounce it.
I apologize if I'm butchering these names. This is the first day I'm hearing some of these.
Right, and I don't know either. So it looks like he plays short and third, but his minor league numbers, I mean, they're pretty good. 270, 23 home runs, 147 RBIs in 3 years.
Yeah, but I don't think I don't think he's even made it out of A-ball yet.
No, he has not.
So that's hard to judge, you know what I mean? Or that's a small sample size. But at least he's doing, I mean, at least he's hitting in the minors a little bit. And
this trade, I think you said it best. This trade sets the Indians up for the future. Yeah, we gave away a really good pitcher in Mike Clevinger.
Yeah.
Probably the second best pitcher on our team right this year. And, you know, the Padres are in it to win it. They're trying to catch the Dodgers, and they have that win now mentality where the Indians, they did it last year. We traded Trevor Bauer and got a huge haul, Yasiel Puig, Franmil Reyes, Logan Allen. Like, we did fairly well, and, you know, we just missed the playoffs last year. So the Indians know what they're doing. I have no regrets with this trade. I think it sets them up. I'm excited to see what Naylor can do. I think Quantrill will come out of the pen, and Hedges is going to back up Roberto, and I think we're going to say see you later to Sandy Leon.
Yeah, the big thing for me, though, or let me ask you this instead. Do you think this trade makes the Indians better right now?
No.
I agree.
I think we're the same. I think we were the same coming in and going out.
So I think the front office is thinking a little bit of the future. It seems what they always do.
Mm-hmm.
They're great, like you said. I think these prospects are controlled through like 2025, something like that.
They're all super young.
All these
other
guys.
than I think they're all under 25, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Hedges has been in the league, or at least with the big league team, I think since 2015. But for the other guys, it's been like 2 years. This is their second season, and it's a short season. So I don't know. They're not the top, guys in the San Diego. But I don't know. It's a big haul. I think it's quantity over quality at this point. So we'll have to wait and see. So it is interesting because Clevinger's your number 2 pitcher. I mean, he's a World Series winning team. That makes sense. He is a staff that can go far in the World Series, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, but what did we say in our last podcast? Is that the Indians are a factory of starting pitching, and they've been able to produce Tristan McKenzie, Zach Plesac, Aaron Savali. You still got more guys down in AAA that could make their way up eventually.
Yeah, but I'm going to stop you right there, Mike. You said eventually. I'm thinking like we were tied for first place before this trade happened in the division. We're going to make the playoffs. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we can easily, make it in the playoffs. We get hot. The offense got to pick it up a little bit, but especially if we had Bieber, Clevinger, and either Savali, Plesac, Carrasco, one of those guys. I mean, think that staff right there. I mean, your pitching is what wins. So I'm just a little surprised we got rid of unless he was like the clubhouse just, maybe he really messed up that clubhouse.
You stole what I was getting ready to say. I will say this though, Carlos Carrasco. We talked about him in our pod. He pitched lights out on Saturday. He looked like the Carrasco of old. So maybe he has gotten out of his funk a little bit. I honestly think that this Clevinger deal had more to do with what happened back on August 10th or whatever it was when all this broke. I really think the Indians kind of were forced to make this deal. This was the best return that they got. I'm excited for Naylor and Quantrill and Hedges. If Hedges is as good, if he can hit 225, I don't care. If he's throwing out base runners and calling a great game, fantastic. If Naylor's out hitting 250, 260, playing every day and left, I'm happy with that. And Quantrill could eventually be a starter, or they leave him in the bullpen. I honestly think the Indians won this trade. I really do.
Too early to tell, in my opinion. I mean,
it
you
is.
got prospects. You can never, tell this soon, especially with no minor leagues this year. It might take an extra year for those guys to develop. I mean, I think the Indians also be thinking or looking ahead because Clevinger is going to be in arbitration, in the winter. Then again, the following year. So, like we've said over and over again, the money and the way this organization develops pitching. That's why they're like, they must really trust Tristan McKenzie, think he's going to come through. You know what I mean? Some of these other young guys.
Kenzie's pitched really well in the 2 starts that we've had him.
Yeah, small sample size. But, I don't think it makes the Indians better right now. If you're talking right now, it probably makes them – they're probably not as good. I don't know.
I will say – I'm going to say this. I've been right so far this year. I told you the Indians would trade Clevinger, so I'm going to rub my crystal ball one more time. The Indians make the playoffs. I see them coming together like the 2016 team, and I'm going to tell you that the Indians are going to the World Series.
Okay, is that your crystal ball? Because I don't think you need a crystal ball to tell the Indians might go to the playoffs. Is it the World Series what you're looking at your crystal ball for?
The World Series is what I'm looking into the crystal ball. We all know that half of the baseball teams make it into the playoffs. I think the Indians will get into the playoffs. That's a no-brainer. This team has the potential to go very far in the World Series. It all comes down to the pitching staff.
That's what I'm saying.
If Plesac continues to throw as well as he has, Bieber is Bieber, and he AL Cy Young. Carrasco can, if he's able to find it, and then you've got Savali, who's been really, really good, and you've got Plutko, who's been Jekyll and Hyde. You only need 4 really good starters in the playoffs.
Yeah, but we're not guaranteed these guys are going to deliver. I mean, Bieber. You had a 1-2 punch with Bieber and Clevinger, and that's. I mean, you needed that. Now you just have to hope Carrasco puts it together. He only had 1 good game the other day in the last 4. Or Savali.
Or you've got McKenzie.
You can't count on him.
I'm saying if.
Well, that's the thing.
I'm saying
why
if.
make ifs when you already had it right in front of you is what I'm saying. Like, you have it.
I think we both know that there's more to this trade than the trade.
True. Yeah, it keeps going back to that. I guess that has to be.
I think that we're going to hear more of it. I mean, obviously, folks, go out and listen to the Mike Clevinger interview that he gave shortly after hearing that he had been dealt. He is very excited about this opportunity to go back home to California, which is where he's from. I think San Diego is a team full of egos. So it's going to be interesting to see how he blends in. Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis, you've got Clevinger. I mean, that's egos. We'll see how they blend. I wish Clevinger nothing but the best of luck. I don't want any harm to him. I would love a Padres-Indians World Series. I think that would be awesome. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I think you and I both know this trade was made for more than just baseball.
Yeah, it's just kind of odd the way in the shortened season, but there must be thinking in the off season. I mean, I'm not saying they're a lot worse, and I trust this front office. So like, there's no reason I should doubt this whatsoever. It's just being a fan. You see how good the start is. You take one of your best pitchers away. It's just hard.
How did we feel last year, Brent, when they traded Trevor Bauer?
I was actually okay with it.
I was a little bummed because I like Trevor Bauer. I like what he does on and off the field, aside from the antics of turning around and chucking a ball over the center field wall because he doesn't want to come out of a game. Aside from that, I think he's an amazing human being. We traded him and got Franmil Reyes, who's in the middle of that lineup, crushing the ball right now. And you got Puig, who helped us for a year. And you got some prospects that we don't know yet. I think it could be the same. It's the same with this trade.
Yeah, I will say we sure do like to make trades with the Padres.
We do. Let's see. We'll talk about this at the end of our season. We'll talk about how Naylor did and how Hedges did and how Quantrill did. We'll look at how Clevinger finished the year in San Diego.
Yeah.
Let's see in 2 years where this trade is. Arias, Miller, and Cantillo, they could become studs, and then this trade's a no-brainer. But if it fails, we're always going to question it.
Yeah, I think I would have felt a little better if they would have made another move for an outfielder. That's been hitting well. Like, that's the only thing. I thought they were going to make another move. I thought maybe something was coming, but I guess we're just going to settle with this. And like I said, long term, I think it's great. I think it's it's a good call. But we're in it right now. We have Frankie. Our pitching's great, so let's do it. We need the bats to come alive a little more. So we'll see.
Yep.
Hey, something interesting, Mike. MLB.com's power rankings. The top 5, you got the Dodgers, Tampa Bay, the A's, your Cleveland Indians at 4, and San Diego Padres at 5. So that's how it is as of today. 4 weeks left.
The Indians can get hot and ride it into the sunset. I'm telling you now, they're going to the World Series. I haven't said whether they're going to win it or not. I did at the beginning of the year, but I can't go that far as of yet.
Well, yeah, of course. That was your preseason prediction. You can't back off it now.
No, they're winning.
You're just doubling down. You're doubling down.
I'm giving you a hard time. They will win the World Series. I said it last year. They didn't win, and I'm not backing down. I think this team can do it with a shortened season. Anything is possible. Everybody's kind of getting the injury bug or the COVID bug or something. So anything can happen. That's why I love Indians baseball, my friend.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I mean, like I said, we'll just have to talk about this at the end of the season. So
yeah,
I guess we're going to wrap this.
We're
going to wrap this up now.
Emergency trade reaction pod.
Yeah, so I'm still trying to think of things to say because I'm like, I don't know. I'm still like stuck on this a little bit. I don't know how to feel about it. But this is just the emotion. It just happened today. It's my emotions. Sometimes I need to take a little more time, think about it, and kind of look at it as a whole. And like I said, I trust his front office. Hopefully Tito comes back. I trust Tito, and we're going to be all right.
Beast Bills, we've said it since we've ever started this pod. We are two fans who love the Indians.
That's right.
So of course we're going to get a little emotional with trades because we become attached to players. We like them. We don't want to see them disappear. I mean, I'm a huge Carlos Gonzalez guy. I was stoked when the Indians got him. Did it pan out? No.
Get out of here with that.
They cut him loose, and he's nowhere in baseball now.
That's
so.
All these emotions. You're talking about emotions, and that is what you picked to talk about. Is Cargo out of all these trades over the years and all these players, and you're going to talk about Cargo. Okay, it's time to go.
It's time to go. It's time to go. That's it. But yeah. Thanks for listening into our trade reaction pod, guys. I mean, we appreciate it. Beast Bills, where can they find us on the social media platforms?
Yeah, Facebook, a Swing and a Tribe, and Twitter, Swing and a Tribe. So hope to see you guys out there. Let us know what you want to hear or your comments. Maybe you can just help me feel better, calm me down a little bit, and or you're going World Series or bust like Mike. So I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. But yeah, thanks for listening. Really appreciate it. And we'll be talking to you guys soon. Can't wait to talk more baseball and see where we're at. Oh, man, a month left, Mike.
Absolutely. Let's go, Tribe.
See ya.
We'll see you next time.
Who keeps you cheering year after year? Who's got the ballpark? The best is all right here. Who's got the fans with so much Cleveland pride? Who's talking baseball? Talking Tribe. We're talking baseball.